thinking about buying or selling a home? Well, I'm Monica Kaufman Pearson here with my real estate expert, Rhonda Duffy of Duffy Realty of Atlanta. Today, we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. When I was selling my home, Rhonda, this guy made me an offer that was insulting to the point of where I told him to go take a hike. How does that not happen?
Well, first off, you have to remember this is a game, okay? This is a business game, but it's a personal game too, right? And so you always, always, always want to counter a buyer. If you're buying a house, you want to counter the seller. But how you do this is you have to think that any response that they give you is a counter. So if somebody tells you, like for instance, when we're working with buyer clients and the seller doesn't respond, the seller says no, we say, okay, we need to raise our offer. We stay in the game until we know they've sold to somebody else or until the buyer's dissatisfied. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So remember, this is just a situation where you're trying to fill somebody out, they're trying to fill you out, and really when you think back about the buyer who offended you, wasn't he just playing the game? I mean, he knows he can negotiate, so he's not going to start at the highest part that he's going to negotiate. Some people really relish the idea of being able to negotiate and play the game back and forth. You just have to be willing as a seller to recognize that that's going to be happening and to make a counteroffer at the price that you really want.
I told him to go take a hike.
Right.
But his wife came back and made an offer that was acceptable.
So she knew what to do. She must have already listened to this spot.
And you know, when I think back in those years, how I wish I'd known you then, Rhonda, because the reality is it was a difficult process. It was one where I lost my temper more than once. It was not pleasurable. Right. And in the end, I still lost money because I paid a ridiculous commission to somebody who didn't do any work.
Right, who didn't control the process.
No.
Right. And so the rule number one is no drama. Rule number two, let's counter till we're done, right? Rule number three, let's make a win-win for both parties so that you can leave the place that you've loved so much still intact in your mind as a great place to live.
So that way is definitely the expert edge.
That's right. And the competitive edge.
Rhonda Duffy, Duffy Realty of Atlanta, a better way.